Good afternoon, all for one members, Texas bikers, and bikers around the nation. This is Butch Popeye Moss with Sons of Liberty Riders MC, Texas Biker Radio. We are here to give you a Wave 6 update. And as everyone knows, Wave 6 is May the 13th, 1 p.m. in front of the McLennan County Courthouse in Waco, Texas. Now, we found out some interesting things about Wave 6, and especially for what it's going to be like in Waco, because what they've done is they've turned the parking lots of the courthouse into a farmer's market, or at least that's what we understand. Now, we don't know quite how this is going to work for parking and stuff. Hopefully the sheriff's department has something worked out and they'll have a designated area for us to park in, but who knows? It may be chaos, and sometimes, chaos is a good thing. So let's saddle up and get ready to ride to Waco. Now, we know there are different groups from around the state that are planning to ride to Waco that day. It is Mother's Day, so plan to take your mother out later that evening, or bring her to the rally. There's nothing like exercising your First Amendment rights, and you have a right to protest, rally, seek redress from a government that's gone out of control, and especially a judicial system that is anything but judicial. That's how I would put it. But everybody knows our feelings on this. We're not going to stop. It's been a while since we've been to Waco. It's time to return. And, it breaks my heart that one of the gentlemen that were arrested, an innocent biker, thinks that we've forgotten them. And I want them to know that that is not the case. Many Americans expect a quick fix. That's not how this works. This corruption that we see going on is embedded within the system. And to change that is a long process. But it also requires us to band together. It requires us to do public protests. It requires us to reach out to the media and give them the truth of it all. It took us a while to get some of them to start looking the other direction, but they did. They finally did. And the people will follow sooner or later. And it's up to us to create our own media like Texas Biker Radio and other sources, and express our view, our feelings about what's going on. And, just the other day we had a young black child, a teenager, who was at a party where there were gunshots. I don't know whether it was at the party or out around the place or what, but they went out and got in a car and were leaving to get out of the way of gunfire. So what happens? The police shows up, pulls out then what they said was a rifle, but I want to see a picture of that rifle, and fires that rifle into the car that he said was coming toward him, but oh, guess what? No, it wasn't. Now, the first thing he said is he feared for his life, and that's a standard statement. That's to give them cover. And as you know, the police officers at Twin Peaks that day came in, and I guess they just shot anybody that was engaged in fighting. Or maybe they weren't engaged. We don't know. We would like to find out the truth of all of it. But we also want the truth about our side to come out also. Law enforcement's description of us and what went down that day is totally wrong. You know that, I know that. It's up to us to make it public. None of these news media types are going to do it for us. It's up to us. And we've got to participate. You've got to stand up for your rights or you're going to lose them. They will have their way. And their way is total submission by anyone. Anyone, not just bikers. Anyone. But there are specific groups that are pointed out. The biker groups being one, blacks being the other, and the blacks have been tormented for years, decades. But one of the radio personalities up here in Dallas said, well, look, I can't believe the police with all their training and all their other stuff are doing this kind of stuff, that they're like this. Well, guess what? It's their training that's the problem. We've tried to get copies through the Freedom of Information Act of just what their training is and what it is they're hearing. But we hit a stone wall. Their training is the overwhelming force. It's obvious to anybody that sees an American citizen being taken down by 8 cops. And then after he's handcuffed, you have these for lack of a better term, bullies that come in and get in an extra punch, an extra kick, or an extra shot. I had a police officer point out to me, he said, well, you know, there's bad apples. I said, well, guess what? There's bad apples everywhere you go, every part of our society, including police officers, including bikers, including just the average Joes out there. There's good and bad. What we've asked all along is, hey, prosecute the people that were involved in the fight of the parking lot. To everybody else, you know, hey, if they had no part in it. But Abel Reyna messed that up, didn't he? Now he finds himself in a fix. We would like you to join us May 13th, 1 p.m. in front of the McLennan County Courthouse. Bring your signs. That's very important. Bring family members. Bring your children. It's safe. We're not going to be fighting anybody. We're not threatening anybody. We're just exercising our constitutional right and to hold a peaceful protest. We've done it 5 times. This will be number 6. Number 6 will be different because we're going to have a farmer's market in front of us, from what it sounds like. This should be interesting and fun. Everybody, saddle up May 13th. And in the Dallas area, we will be leaving from Redneck Heaven on Highway 360 next to Six Flags. They'll start assembling about 10 a.m. and kickstands up 11 a.m. sharp. Let me say that again, 11 a.m. sharp. Don't get there 5 minutes after 11. They'll be gone. Then you'll be trying to catch up. But, hey, you know where it's going to be at 1 p.m. in front of the McLennan County Courthouse. even if you don't ride with a group. With that, everybody, I want to tell you, have a nice day. Ride safe. There's people out there driving like maniacs and texting, or they're driving slow with their flashers on and texting. I've seen that, yeah. We hope the families of those that have been affected by Twin Peaks and the decisions of Abel Reyna, we wish you well. We're praying for your families. We hope that you are getting by without a whole lot of problems. We know there are people out there though that are suffering because of this. People that can't get jobs because the indictment's hanging over them, and they're innocent. Like it or not, DPS, FBI, Waco PD, the COCI is a political entity. They've been doing politics forever. I know. I was there. With that, everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.